Hi guys, I'm Summer.
And I'm Carolina.
And we're sleep consultants.
For 21 years combined and really great friends for like 2 months.
We have our own kids. I have 2 kids over 18.
And I have 2 kids under 18.
We have worked with over 1,000 families combined. That's a lot of kids.
That's so many kids. And we also run our own sleep consulting practices and we mentor other sleep consultants.
That's a lot of things that we do.
Yeah, but you know what? Our goal really is to bring peace and less stress into your homes.
And that's why we decided to do a podcast together. Call it For the Love of Sleep.
I just love that. So if you guys want some sleep tips, laugh, and know how we get through all these things, come on down and listen to our podcast.
Hi everyone, this is Summer from Summer Sleep Secrets.
And I'm Carolina Romaniuk from carolinaromaniuk.com.
All right, we already know this is going to be a fun episode. For one, she's eating soup, you guys.
Oh, wait, no, hold on. Do you know what kind of soup I'm eating?
It's going to be something with matzo balls or something.
No, it's even better. I'm eating borscht.
So, I love borscht. I want to go to your house. My mom used to make that all the time. That is like the best soup ever.
Because in my apartment, the lighting like sucks there. And I don't know what happened because they were like remodeling the, what is it? Like the balconies. We all got like new balconies. And I'm trying to do like Zoom sessions and I'm by the window and it could barely record. So right now, like while we're doing the podcast and like the YouTube, I'm at my parents' house. My mom comes down. She's like, I think you need to eat. And she hands me like this bowl of borscht.
You know what I think of when you say that though? Is deal. Like that's the main thing, right? You put deal in it and it's like all of a sudden my mouth started watering. I'm like, man, I want some borscht.
The dill, but it's the sour cream that does it. I mean,
oh my gosh.
You can't have borscht without sour cream. It's like naked.
I don't think we put sour cream in ours. I think my mom put cream.
Do you know what I did one time? Because I ran out of sour cream and I never told this to anybody. Well, now the whole world is going to know. I put mayo in it because I ran out of sour cream. Don't make that face. It tasted so good. If you like mayonnaise, it tasted really good. But I think I was pregnant when I did that also. I don't remember.
I'm going to have to try that. I'm going to have my mom, who lives in Kentucky, make me some borscht because I don't even know how to make that.
What is she going to do? I tried so many times to make it for the life.
You're eating soup. I'm eating lemon heads because like the depression is real. The depression is real. When you see yourself on a commercial and you're like 150 pounds overweight, you just start eating lemon heads.
Yeah, just eat more lemon heads. Come on.
More fat. There you go. More sugar.
Oh, stop it. I'm really excited. I want to see what is going on here. Do you see this?
I like it.
I want to see the commercial. It's just here too.
Well, it's going to air November 1st on Hulu. And then it'll be on my website too.
Okay, we'll just keep this here.
I think it's cute. I need to put one on the other side so you're not one-sided. My hair, you at least you have curl. My hair is like so flat.
They're baby hairs.
Okay, no, never mind. Now it looks really weird. Just put it behind your ears.
It doesn't stay either, like sticks out.
For anyone listening to our podcast and you're not watching us, just know that she has wings coming out the side of her head.
It looks like, like when you watch like those cartoons of like old men and they have like hair sticking out of their ears, like that's what it looks like.
It doesn't look like that. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. So we have this is really going to bother me. We have a really great topic today. I'm just going to go. Okay, you know what? Forget this. I don't know what's going on.
Your hair looks good down. Just put your glasses on. Let's just get the show on the road. Come on, chickie.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
You and your fancy, like, nail polish. Look at you.
Oh, I did blue for us.
I know. They look really good.
They're already chipped. You see this?
Yeah.
I went like this to my husband. I'm like, look, it's broken. And then he
oh, you are so dangerous. Look at you.
It's just me. It just comes out, and I don't really mean any harm by it.
Hey, me neither.
So
No
that's just
worries.
us. And then afterwards, because I was whatever, we'll go on another topic with this because this wasn't really funny. But let's talk about today. We're going to talk about pacifiers.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
That's okay. Let me slurp on my soup while you start the conversation.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so hopefully we don't tick anyone off, but okay, so what is your take on, oh gosh, she's eating. My nose is running. I don't even know why. Okay, this world is, I'm sorry. I apologize for this podcast today. All right. So I started a new job last night, and the mother is trying to do everything right, and she's doing great. I think as new moms, we want to like set an unprecedented, like, we're going to be structured. We're going to not have any of these, like, how did she say it? Yeah, like, we're not going to create bad habits, right? Oh boy. So
I hate that term.
I know, I do too. The problem is with that philosophy is that we don't live in a perfect world. If we lived in a perfect world, then we wouldn't have bad habits. But is a pacifier a bad habit? To me personally, and I explained to her last night, is that I would prefer to have a pacifier over a thumbsucker. A thumbsucker is really hard to stop, and teaching them to stop sucking their thumb. Whereas versus a pacifier, we can just get the tip off and go, whoops, it's broke. I don't know what to tell you.
Do you know that there's a company where they actually have it in phases, like a piece of the like you have a whole pacifier, and then I think they cut it a little bit, or they do something, and then like they have like 5 stages.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But I want to kind of clarify for our listeners and for our viewers, what age are you talking about right now that you started with?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So I just jumped right in. I have
That's
I have a 4-week-old. I know. I'm just assuming you know what my brain is waving through the TV. So I am a newborn care specialist, and I'm working with a new family, and I have a 4-week-old.
Yeah.
So, and last night, of course, of all nights, it's my first night on the job. And everyone, the NCSN I had in there before me for the whole month was like raving, he's perfect. He's great. He goes right to sleep. We've got, no bad habits. He just eats and goes to sleep. Well, I don't know what happened with me last night. It was either me or him not knowing each other. But like from 2 a.m. to 4 o'clock, this little kiddo would not stop fussing. I mean, it was like I'd leave him for like a minute and he's just screaming, and I'm like, oh, what is going on? So I had to like hold him. I rocked him. He was like arching his back. So to me, that's like, and it wasn't, oh, this is hard because it's like reflex symptoms a little bit, kind of may have been flaring around the 4-week mark.
Yeah.
But because he was squirrely. I always call it squirrely when they're like trying not to do the bottle. So he was kind of squirrely. So there was just something off with him last night, and it was my first night with him. So whenever I'm with a new client, I always tell them the first night's always me meeting the baby. Like, I don't know his personality and he doesn't know me. So tomorrow night, game on. Like, I now know what you're doing. But fortunately, she got him up today on schedule, and he's up at 7 and he ate well, and he's been napping great all day. So he should be, since he had me rocking and rolling from 2 to 4 last night.
So where did the pacifier come in?
Well, she told me when I first arrived that she didn't want the pacifier as a crutch. She feels that she didn't want to develop that, and they're very like strict. Well, 2:45 in the morning, I'm running around the kitchen looking for anything that looks like a pacifier, because I'm like, this kid is like, he's not settling down. He doesn't want to be held. And so I'm like, I know he just needs something to suck on, because some kids just need something to soothe, right? Like he's eaten, like there was just no issues that should have been there. So I'm like, okay, so 45 minutes and I'm searching this house everywhere. I finally go in the nursery and turn on my phone light, and I'm digging through all the drawers, and I finally found a bag full of pacifiers, like behind all the swaddles. And I'm like, jackpot. I'm like, okay, grab a passy. And then I feel really guilty because she was like so adamant not to do it. So I like text her when she texts to check on him. And I was like, I kind of give him a pacifier. I really hope you don't mind. But like, he would not settle.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, it's okay, but like next time don't. And I'm like, that's fine. I want to respect mom. But it's such a hard subject for me because, you know, when I see a child that really wants to suck on something and is instantly goes to sleep and is soothed, and I can pop that sucker right back out, which I did, and he went right to sleep. But, you know, is it right or wrong? And I make sure I always tell I'm honest with my parents. Like I like using pacifiers. It's nice to stretch their sleep. And so I don't think I'll break this parent, but I just have to suck it up. But, you know, the other alternative is to let him cry.
It's funny that you said I have to suck it up.
I have to suck the passy, not him. I'm the one going, ah! I mean, it's so funny how, like, as NCSs or newborn care specialists, they're like, oh, you must be really calm and stuff. And I'm like this going across the floor. Why in the world are you not going back to sleep? And then I'm like texting the other newborn care specialist today. Does he cry like this? And she's like, he's never done that. And I'm like, maybe it's time for a career change, I think.
Yeah. I remember, no, but this is like for newborns though. And then like for older kids, because I remember when I had my first, the first thing that when we went to the pediatrician that we asked, and my husband was really adamant about this also, no pacifiers. And I'm like, why? And then he said, because I don't want them to be 8 years old and like needing like to suck on something. So that was like a big fear. And then when we brought it to our pediatrician, he started laughing, and he's like, you two are like your first time parents, so you're prepping you.
Right.
So he's like really nice about it, and he's like, no, you know, your little one needs a pacifier. If they want it, they can take it. If they don't want it, they don't need to take it, but it can help some kids. So I agree with you. I love pacifiers. I know that, you know, some kids, if they're not even really needing like the food at night, but they just need the sucking, especially if they're preemies, that helps them a lot. And always help to kind of take the passy away. And there's so many other alternatives versus just like not giving it to them. But I think the other component is like when they're older, let's say like they're almost past a year old, right? Then what do you do? Because a lot of like like dentists,
you put 30 pacifiers in the crib and tell them find it for yourself, and when they all fall out, it's your fault, you're not getting them back. No, honestly,
I've had moms do that in the past, and I've had them also buy the glow in the dark ones.
I hate those though, because
I
feel like they're so bright, they really are disrupting to their sleep.
Yeah, and why did they make them in such bright colors? Like, if you're gonna do it, why don't make it like,
I don't know, fluorescent green, let's go for it. Yellow, I'm like, come on, people, it's like a flashlight in the crib.
It looks like
I know.
You don't see anything in the crib, and all of a sudden you see like this little glow, and it looks like the full passy, and I'm like,
right,
me right now. And the parents would just say, you know, because I need to see it when I need to give it to the child. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So what I've done in the past, something really fun, is not like the glow in the dark ones, but I had moms in the past that would put like for older kids, not for younger ones, for older ones, like glow in the dark sticker.
Yeah,
that's not like super like bright, and they would put something just for themselves so they could see it, and then they would put it that way. But what other stuff do you like for older kids? What would you?
I mean, older kids, I would say honestly that around 15 months, I would get rid of it. Like, it's just, it's a crutch. It should be gone by 15 months. And you easily do that by taking it away and they don't have it anymore, and you have a few days of fussiness. That's when they're old enough to realize it's gone, and they're just going to have to either take on something like this and have like a lovey or something.
Why do you have that? What do you?
Because I have several of them for my business, my baby box that I, build for parents. So I actually have like this too, and I have, I've got, I got a whole closet full of like gifts that I give clients. I might gift it to them, or they buy it and purchase it if they can't get out of their house. So
yeah, I'm setting up an email right now about what did I title it as? It's very peoply outside. I don't remember what I said. Something like like there's too many people, and
Hmm.
it's like there's a lot going on, and people are like going back indoors. But that's like on another topic. So let's go back to pacifiers.
COVID 101. Here we go. Back in the house again. Cave it.
And then you say that while you're eating candy, like it's like
I know. You know, that was the biggest thing we did was buy candy at the store.
yeah.
COVID put us in our house. What did we do? We ate candy.
No, you had candy. I think I bought like every chip that was made in or like sold in BJ's.
We did chips too.
Because Costco it's like too much for me. Like I can't go there.
Yeah, I love Costco, but I only go like once a year or twice a year.
Are you serious? We go once a month.
I can't. I just
But not
I don't know what to buy there. I honestly buy stuff. I buy the same thing and then I waste it. And I'm like,
you know what we did when we first got married? We wanted to save money, so we went to Costco, and then we went to BJ's because it's smaller. It's like two smaller in Costco for me. But we wanted to save money, so we figured, oh, okay, let's get the family triple size ketchup that we only use once in a blue moon. Have this thing the size of my head for 2 people, and we're like, but we're saving money. Yeah, we're saving money, but we're also wasting most of it because we don't even eat it.
we just throw it away.
There's like so much stuff, so we're completely digressing from pacifiers.
We totally are digressing. And I have a whole story about Costco that started my marriage. That my husband, still to this day, we've been married 22 years in November.
Oh.
And he yelled at me when I was getting married to him because I went to Costco and my mom always made rice in a rice cooker and I wanted a rice cooker. Mm-hmm. And I had never done it on the stove. And I was getting married. I was 21. So I was like, I kind of need all the help I can get. But he gave me money for me to travel, not money to spend.
Okay.
So I told him a white lie and said, no, I didn't get it at Costco. I didn't get anything at Costco. Then my mom comes to the wedding and she was like, oh, have you used your rice cooker yet? And I'm like, oh. And I look at him and he's like, did you buy that with the money I gave you for traveling? And I was like, oh my God, I only married you 24 hours ago and I'm already in trouble. I was so mad at my mom. I'm like, Mom, shut up. And she's like, I don't know what I did wrong. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, so Miles was like totally mad at me for like, I think a couple years.
A couple of years.
I think he would never let it go for a few years. It may have been 5 years. There was a long period of time he never let me live it down. Like, he's still bringing it up, he says. Actually, it has been a while. I brought it up.
Miles is like the behind the scenes.
He's the behind the scenes man. He's
literally hiding. Behind the scenes.
Anyways, back to pacifiers.
Yes.
One thing I do like to bring up to clients and to families is that the AAP guidelines are kind of for it because it really does help with SIDS. Like if a child is sitting there sucking, they're remembering to breathe, they're remembering to swallow, they're remembering there's things for a reason. So I kind of feel like, especially at 4 weeks old, that it should still be like, if they'll take it, why not offer it? Now it doesn't have to be in there and you're holding, oh my gosh. So like you're sitting here and you're just like holding it in their mouth. Well, we have a problem. Like they're not wanting it, or it's if it drops out, it drops out.
Yeah.
But like
it's not good.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to suck on it and they're going to go to sleep, I call it a soother and a disruptor.
Oh, I like that.
So it's like it soothes, and then when it drops out, it bings in their ears. So I just kind of gently take it out before it drops and then put it aside. It's just a soother for the time that they need it. Like last night, oh my gosh, this kid needed it. And I'm like, okay, we got to give it to him. And he went right to sleep. I mean, he was out like a light. Of course, I felt really guilty because Mom's like, no pacifier. And I'm like,
yeah. I think the main thing is it's not necessarily pacifiers, because what I've noticed over the years, there's so much stuff on the internet and in mommy groups that say if you do this, your child is going to get, you know, addicted to not sleeping in this specific way. And then they're props. And I get like also lots of moms and dads tell me, what about white noise or blackout curtains? And I think it's the fear of giving something with then knowing, will it work, will it not? I rather not give it to them and have them figure it out on their own. But I think the main thing and the biggest takeaway from today's you know, podcast and talk, yeah, I'm like, what am I saying?
Is this? What are we
It's like my soup is like yelling at me right now. But it's just the fact of, you know, listen to your child, because nobody knows your baby better than you. And you know, as we always say all the time, your instincts will kick in and you'll know. And don't be afraid, because there are so many other alternatives and other ways that you can then ease out of it. But for now, if it's what your child needs, it's what they need. It's like sometimes like where parents would say, you know, I'm kind of really scared to go into the room now because I'm like having like PTSD from before we were sleep training. And I always tell them, like, but it's your child. Like, don't be afraid. And if you need to go in, you just go in. And that was a big realization for me, because when my son was little, I was legitimately like petrified of him being in his own room. I was petrified of if I heard like one little peep and I was not there before he had a second peep, to me that meant like I was not a good mom. Like that's literally my connection, and it was a really intense connection. And it actually took someone really close to me to give me the permission.
Yeah.
I needed permission. I felt that I needed the permission that I can go and hold my baby and hug my baby and love them. And I know that sounds completely like...
And permission to put them down and distance yourself. Because...
And I know that sounds really like strange for some people that are listening to this. And for others, they might think like, oh my God, that is my story. But it's just the reason why I was feeling that way is because I was trying to be the perfect mom, perfect wife. And I was reading so much stuff that's telling me the rules of what not to do, but I was not listening to what I can do and what I felt was right at that moment. And my motherly instincts were like kind of being conflicted.
You just said it though. And then we're going to get on a different subject. We're moving on from pacifiers at this point. It's actually following your mother's instinct or your gut instinct. And I think that we've talked multiple times on this in the podcast, that we have lost the sense of what our gut is telling us. Like, okay, well, and I'm not going to diss the outlet, but the outlet is lovely for a purpose. Like if you have a really sick child or you had a baby in NICU, totally understand it. But it gives a false sense of security. So if your gut, you know, we instinctively know and for some reason we can hear our child throwing up or yelling for us in a deep sleep that we're in. All of a sudden we're like, did you hear that? And it's like, husband didn't hear it, but we heard it. We're like, okay, there's something wrong. And that's our gut telling us, hey, your brain is hearing something, because our brain doesn't shut off when we're sleeping. We're constantly alert. So yeah, I think having mother's instinct in our gut to follow it. And not following everyone. I mean, look, we give advice for a living. This is what we do for a living. We give advice. We tell parents what to do and they love it. But it also in there to say, what do you think?
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'm not going to tell you after a while. I'm going to give you the instructions, but after a while, I'm going to say, well, what is your gut telling you? Like, what did you do differently? Because I didn't respond to you right away. How did you respond to that? And because that's what we're doing, is we're giving you the ability to be really good parents. We're giving that permission to you to take it over, because like we understand as consultants and just moms in general, everyone needs advice. I mean, I still go to my mom once in a while. If I need something, you go to your mom. It's like your dad. I mean, yeah, she's feeding you right now. Boy, your mom's making sure you're eating. So we still do that, but we gotta have the idea in our brain. We have to function and know that we can also take care of our child and just follow our gut instinct. So today, that's what we're talking about. Now you need to eat your soup.
I don't know if I want it now.
Because you want mayo in it?
I think I was pregnant when I ate that.
Oh my gosh, I can't. But it's like salty, so maybe it added salt to it. I don't know.
No, it's salty as it is because it has like the beets and like this.
I
tried
know.
to make it. Oh my god, I tried to make it a bunch of times and I ruined my pots and pans. And I don't know. I try and make soup and I can't figure out how to do it because I can never
I make good soup.
I can't get the liquid to the solids right. I either put too much of something in it.
You just keep pouring more liquid in. Like if I see that it's simmering down too much, I just go and get either a chicken broth or a veggie broth or a beef broth, or I put water in it. Like and I add another like bowling cube or something to it to make it so that it has more flavor.
Our next segment, you should teach me how to make soup.
Okay. I think, and actually this would be good for baby-led weaning because I have a really good soup that parents can make for their babies. And then they can also puree it afterwards, and it makes a really good kind of like paste feed. It's really good.
That was good when my kids were learning how to have solids because if I screwed up on the consistency, I still puree. So it doesn't matter. So it worked great either way. But then when they got older, I'm like, well, what the hell am I making now? Because it's like a combo of soup versus soup. And I'm like, I don't know. But
yeah, we can talk about baby-led weaning next time and like some foods and stuff that I made for me because I'm trying to lose weight, which is not really happening because I'm sitting here I'm eating a ton of sugar. But yeah, so
we all need sugar. I mean, my kids just bought me like a bunch of ice cream right before and I'm having soup, so
we have root beer floats before bed every night. My husband and I were like so bad lately. It's been like every night that I'm home.
I never actually had one.
Okay, now you know what? I'm done. We are not friends.
No, I've
had a root beer float.
I've had root beer, but I've never actually had a float before.
You need to add ice cream, vanilla ice cream, old-fashioned ice cream. Like
have you ever had like a
I should go make it and then eat it in front of you because it was really...
But have you ever had like a food orgasm before?
No, I've never had anything that was that good.
Well, I don't mean like an actual like okay, like we're going
okay, let's go like everyone was right around the table. I've done that. I've cooked a meal one time. I cooked what was it? Chicken marsala with like garlic and cream cheese, mashed potatoes and asparagus. Oh God, and like so nobody talked. Like everyone just ate. And then afterwards I was like, what did you guys think? And they're like, it was delicious. Like everyone just wanted to eat. I was like, okay.
We were at a friend's house and like this is like the dumbest story, but it's so funny. Like I think it was the end of the summer and they bought like this new ketchup. And you
and ketchup. This has been the segment for ketchup.
Whatever. But no, I'm not that of a ketchup fiend. My youngest is like he puts ketchup on everything. But we were having like hamburgers and they told me, oh, we have something new for you. And I'm like, oh, what is this? So he put some fancy ketchup. No, it's like the ketchup. It was like truffle oil ketchup or like something fancy.
Mm.
Oh my God. I bit into it. My eyes bulged out. And my husband is like, are you okay? And I made this noise. And then he's like, I have never seen a reaction like this from food from you. And I'm like, it was so good. And then it was
a Harry Met Sally moment in the restaurant. You're like,
it was so delicious. And then when I came home, I did like, cause they grilled all like the meat and stuff. So like we could all take like for lunch for the next day.
Right.
Cause there was like this much left of the ketchup in the jar. So he put it in there. Like our friend, he put it in the bag. And then when we came home, I opened up the bag because I didn't know it was a surprise for me. I opened it up and I'm like, oh my God. And my husband is like, are you okay? I'm like, he gave me the ketchup.
Now I want to taste this ketchup. That sounds really good.
It was from Trader Joe's and it was I think it was like
I think people need to be sponsored within us. Like we keep mentioning names. I mean, come on, we're name dropping like crazy people.
But it was truffle oil ketchup.
That
Truffle
sounds
white
delicious.
truffle. I can't. I can't.
I don't even know if they still
My
make it.
mouth is watering right now. It was so good.
Okay, so now all of us are gonna run to Trader Joe's to get this so that we can have a food orgasm. Like we really want to taste this.
Maybe I'm just super hungry.
Also, how did he cook his hamburger? Because that's a good
God,
question.
it was so good. No, but the meat was not. It was from a butcher, and it was like marinated hamburger meat.
Yeah.
So it was like a combo of everything.
Yeah.
But then when you put that ketchup on top.
Your face. All right, we're gonna end it with that. Now everyone has to go to Trader Joe's. I'm headed to the mall right now, so I will go check it out.
I will try a root beer float for our next episode.
Okay, let's each have a root beer float. Next Tuesday is a date.
Fine, I have to go buy the ingredients. But what kind of ice cream do you put in it? Vanilla?
I do Tillamook and I do old fashioned vanilla. Yeah. It's a brand. See, I'm name dropping again. It's Tillamook is a brand of ice cream and it's delicious. It's old fashioned.
I got none of that over here. I got Haagen-Dazs.
That's fine too. It's fine. I just Tillamook. Whatever. It's a good ice cream. Just get an old fashioned vanilla ice cream and then scoop like 3 scoops into a cup. Pour your root beer over and just start drinking. And we use A&W root beer.
Over it?
Yeah, you pour it over. It's in a glass like this. And you just fill it up with ice cream, and then you pour the root beer over, and then you use a spoon and you eat it.
It makes a lot of foam.
And it makes a lot of foam, so it might pour over. So be careful, like don't pour a ton.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll pour it when we're gonna do the video.
Okay, perfect. Then we can see her make them slurping because she's gonna. You guys all know this. She's gonna be drinking this up. Well, it's okay. I'm gonna make one too. All right, next week it'll be fun. We will have a new baby topic and we will have a new toddler topic and we will have, it'll all be about food next week. I think we're going to be doing a lot of food talk.
We can talk about nutrition and sleep.
Nutrition and sleep. Yeah. No root beer floats before bed. We already know that's a no-no.
Yeah. And pacifiers are good. Unless your child has a lot of teeth and they don't need it. And then you can get rid of it.
Okay. We'll just end it. Around 15 months, just drop the passy. Just
yeah. But there
cut it off, get rid of it, throw it away, give it to the neighbor, do something.
The neighbor. I actually had clients before give it to their pediatrician. So when they make like a well visit appointment, the child has to hand over the pacifier, and then it works really well.
Yeah, we did that at Toys R Us. We bribed our daughter. We took her to Toys R Us and said she could pay for her toy with her passies. So she had a little basket with all of her passies, and it took her hours to figure out to get a Polly Pocket. I mean, she went from like buying a $7,000 toy house to a Polly Pocket for like $20.
A Polly Pocket costs you $20?
Oh yeah, like she had to get like the dresses in the house and it was a little, thing. It was a kit. So she walked up and she was 3 and she was 3, guys, 3. Yes, she was 3. So she walked up and she gave him her basket and
you warned them before?
Yeah, they knew.
Oh, okay.
Then we were the last to leave Toys R Us. We were there 7 hours. They were all lined up waiting for us to get done.
Stop. You're exaggerating.
Not at all. 100% it happened. And Ethan, of course, had to get something, but our kids are 16 months apart, so Ethan had to get something, but it was all about Sophie. So when all these people were lined up that worked at Toys R Us, and they all clapped when she paid with her passies.
Oh.
It was so cute. And then when she came home, she found more passies because, she had like 60,000 of them, and she went and threw each of them in the trash when she'd find them. So she got it.
For me, I wanted to get rid of the passies because I knew that he didn't need them anymore. And he, like my youngest, so on how to get rid of them. So I got rid of them. But for myself, I kept one emergency pacifier. Well, you know how that ended up. That one emergency pacifier was the permanent pacifier.
Oh no, no, we didn't keep any. Actually, it was really funny. Sophie used to like keep the passy in her mouth, and she'd like, I want, and I'd say, take your passy out. I want to go to the store. I'm like, you couldn't hear anything around the passy. Anyways, long story short, cut it out sooner than later. Don't do what I did. Her teeth were horrible later on, so just FYI, get rid of it as soon as you can. But they are for a purpose, especially when they're babies.
And
All right.
Emergency one if you decide not to have them.
No, don't do an emergency one. Like if you're done, Mom, you're done. Like don't do that because yeah, I'm sure Grandma had a few at her house too.
Bye everyone.
Bye everyone. It was fun.